you involved, monetarily, how do we approach this thing?
Well, fortunately, in my life, I'm at a point where I don't really need a lot of cash, and I'd like to, and I know what I can do with a good product. So I've been able to pull wonders. I can squeeze a dollar out of a nickel. You learn a lot of tricks. But one of the things that I'm doing right now out of this office is I'm creating a shared resource. So it's not taxing just one individual. So it's a marketing hub for things like this. This is exactly what I'd like to bring in there. And what I've been telling a few folks is, monies are always tight on startups. So as long as there's a tiny professional courtesy that's exchanged, it doesn't matter if it's a few $100s a month, doesn't even matter. It's just a matter of the principle. And then as we are performing together, we have to cover some costs of things, which are, really insignificant costs, but they have to be covered, like just building your website. You spend a few $100s doing that. Should that come out of my pocket, or should that come out of your pocket? So those are open for negotiation, depending on how the deal is structured. It's all open, but there's always money around me because of the business that I'm in, and I'm always finding great things somehow. I knew Mike would. That's why I reached out to Mike, because I know he's always around. He's like me; he's always around things that are, wanting to come to market, and so here we go.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't talked to Mara for 10 years probably.
Yeah, it's been,
and
10 years.
he just reached out to me, and here we are today.
One of the reasons that there's no other patent is to get a patent on anything, you have to convince the patent office that you have a unique product.
Mm-hmm.
And so we were able to convince the patent office that we had a unique patent product. But now people that are trying, if they try to patent, as they look at our patent as prior art, and they say, I'm sorry, that's already been patented.
So you're in a good position.
Yeah.
Yeah, we think so, but, unfortunately, that hasn't proved out very well for Paul so far. We plan to change that, but,
Yeah, I think a couple good sales, good, having a nice look and feel to the company a little bit, so you have something to point to, and people, can follow up.
Yeah, actually, with Biomagic, when it was going the way it was, because my boat, I had it in the parking lot, and I was working on the boat,
Yeah.
and I really restored the boat. And in fact, when you leave, you can see it. It's just across the street.
Is it that big one that's?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I left you a message and an offer on that.
Oh. Okay. I'll take it.
So,
I've got an appointment tomorrow with a broker to show it, the boat at 11 o'clock to Denison Yachts. They're interested in taking the sales on. I'm trying to sell it. I'm getting old enough to where it's not something. It's been a beautiful dream and so forth, but now it's time to move on.
gotcha.
Now it's an anchor.
Yeah.
How much do you want for it?
Well, I
Couldn't miss it. It was a beautiful boat.
I was originally asking 200,000, but I've been dropping the price down. I'm down to 165 now, and it's surveyed. The surveyor said I should get 270,000 for it.
Mm.
Is what it's surveyed for. But as the market for sailboats in Newport Beach right now is probably the worst it's been ever.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I had a friend who went down to South America somewhere and picked up went down there looking at a boat, and a lot of boats were for sale because they knew the storm was coming.
Yeah.
He bought a boat very similar to that in price for $75,000. He said, he says, I'm sorry, but this is my offer, and I'll give you a check right now, cash. And the guy was angry about the offer, and he took the offer, and he had a guy sail the boat up here. Enjoyed that boat for maybe 7 years. It was a beautiful boat. He sold it for a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
See, this boat over here is, I built it originally, and we sailed it down, and I spent 5 years in the Caribbean. We chartered and just played, and then we spent 10 years cruising all off the coast of California here, and so.
You enjoyed some good fun.
Yeah,
That's nice.
We went through 4 hurricanes. It was a good boat. It's a good boat. And bad weather, no problems at all. It's a motor sailor, and one of the things that I love about it is it takes, I can carry 400 gallons of diesel fuel. And it burns about 3/4 of a gallon per hour to get 9 knots at cruising speed. So you multiply nine times. Okay. And anyway, I can motor all the way to Hawaii if I wanted to.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
So, as whenever we were sailing and there was no wind or it was not good sailing,
Just keep going.
we'd put on the
Fire up the afterburners, huh?
and they call it the mechanical storm sail. You just fire the engine up and forget the wind.
So anyway, like I said, Mario, you got a lot to digest. I appreciate it if you take think about it a little bit and then come back with some ideas.
You have, is your website up right now?
Mhm.
Is it, do you have a
Ecologycompany.com.
a-
I don't have my
a
business
right
card
number?
yet, but it's Paul's probably got one, Alan's got one.
Oh, that's right.
I don't mind.
And I've got a card too. Oh, here it is. Oh, that's Alan's card. Oh, here they are, right here. Oh, okay. Doing what works. I like that.
The simple formula.
It's, I used to.
Oh, okay.
Make that full screen.
So we kind of broke it down into 3 categories of areas. The waste management, growth, and then odor. And then, well, we've already got one testimonial on there, and we're gonna be putting multitudes of different ones in the appropriate categories, so, you know, people start, if enough people tell you how good something is, pretty soon it's true, you know, it's just the sheer numbers alone. So anyhow, we're gonna be building it, and it'll be a normal shopping cart site as well, but
This works really good on compost piles. My son-in-law owns a pig farm in Oregon,
Oh, yeah?
and he put it on his compost pile. It went down from 12 feet to 7 feet in about 2 weeks.
Okay. Just sprayed that on there?
Sprayed it on there.
Huh.
You see now, in compost, bacteria,
so we're starting to show, you know, just what it does.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can improve upon this, which of course we're going to be, and we can do this on a multitude of different kinds of crops, I think it'd become quickly evident that what it does. Yeah.
This is I mean, the cannabis industry is,
The
It's gonna be bigger than
the
that.
initial tests are showing a 50 to 60, maybe even 70% increase in production.
Mm. And how the, how the, solution works, is that described on the, as far
Well,
as,
let me,
biologically?
Somebody say something real quick, keep your thought.
okay,
When you put this product in the soil,
Mhm.
it's completely consumed in the soil. None of it shows up in the plant.
Mm.
it's,
It's all organic, however.
Well, it's not organic.
it's not an organic product.
We're not gonna get organic certification without a lot of work. We might be able to get around it because it's not, it doesn't show up in the plant, it's all consumed in the soil. Everything we're doing is to enhance the production of the bacteria in the soil. And by doing that,
I see.
the plant uptakes more oxygen.
Mm.
And that's what gives it its boost in
Gotcha.
growth. And so, because none of it shows up in the plant, which we're very close to having some tests ready for that, we may be able to get around it and get an organic certification in the future, but we're gonna have to do a lot of testing and studies and proof before we get there.
Right.
The main thing is bacteria, whether they're digesting compost or making, digesting organic material in the soil and making nutrients for the plant. Nature provides the bacteria that meets, you know, the right, so, like in compost, we were able to reduce compost time from months to weeks because normally on a compost pile, the only air or oxygen the bacteria get is towards the surface. The interior of the pile gets nothing. Now, we did a test for a place called Ag Bag up in Portland, Oregon, and we went up there, and what they do, and they went out of business because they couldn't sell enough product, but they had a machine that took compost and put it in a bag, and this was a long bag about 20 feet in diameter. So when they rolled it out, it was this long tube of compost, and in the bottom of it, they put two PVC pipes full of holes. They pumped the air into it, and they actually were making, turning like cow manure, primarily cow manure, into compost in about 4 to 5 weeks. They were getting fairly good, but when we dosed, we could actually cut that down to 2 weeks, and so.
Okay. So let's stay in touch on it, and
Yeah, I'm sorry, like I said, you'll have a couple sleepless nights and then you'll come up with something.
so and then the email, the website address is on your card.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's all I need.
I'm gonna walk Mario out and then I'll come back.
Okay, cause I got a
Okay,
couple.
yeah.
Nice to
All right, nice
meet
meeting you,
Alan.
and
Thank you for
looking
your
forward to
time.
hearing from
It was
you.
really thank you for sharing your story.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Hopefully we'll make a buck.
I think you're on your way. Just okay. Take care.
All right, bye.
I've got an appointment to have an MRI of this leg at, I need, the appointment's at 1:30.
Oh, yeah, it's one, it's almost one now.
I'm gonna have to leave shortly.
Well, I want to, figure out what Mike's gonna need for this trade show.
Oh, that's right.
So, as far as a flyer, something that we could print up that he can give away with a sample. We're only gonna be giving these away if they're gonna leave all their contact info, otherwise they don't get enough.
Right.
But, what exactly do we wanna say in this thing? Cause this is primarily a restaurant trade show.
Actually, in the restaurants, the thing the big thing that we've done is take the odor out of the kitchen and their grease interceptors.
All right.
In other words,
Well, that doesn't need a very big flyer just to say that.
is the problem that most restaurants have, they're required to have a grease interceptor. And the way it works is this is a thing that holds the water, the wastewater stationary, and lets the grease float to the surface. And
So to control the odor, you just spray or sprinkle some on the top, right?
no, the best way is we found is the 5-gallon bucket of the solid. They just take a cup and they put about a half a cup down a storm drain, a ford drain, and it goes in and it just takes care of. And now like the one that there was the last one I done.
So should I make dry samples with them?
Oh, now, what we were doing with the liquid samples, or the liquid product, we put in a tank and a pump, and there's a little,
No, for, if they wanted to start using the product for the restaurant, yeah, something like that makes more sense.
and so, actually, I think the dry would be better than the liquid for a restaurant.
So they could just have a 5-gallon bucket and do a scoop every day.
That's right, because we were charging these restaurants about $300 a month, because we had to come every 2 week to 2 weeks and refill the tank and check the pump, and if the pump was not working, I had to replace
So
the
how
pump.
many ounces is a proper dose for that?
It's a function of the size of the tank.
Just pick an average one. I wanna do something here.
Okay, this place is called Wine, or I forget the name of it, but anyway, their grease interceptor was around 2,000 or 3,000 gallons, and they used a half a cup a day, and a half a cup is about 4 ounces.
Okay, 4 ounces. How many ounces in a 5-gallon bucket?
Well, there's 16 ounces that they pounded, so.
16 pounds. Dude, this ounce thing keeps coming up.
Right, so, okay, do it this way. In a pound, there's, say 4 into 16 goes 3 times.
Goes 4 times.
4 times, yeah, you're right, 4 times. And 4 times 40 gallons is,
160.
so that's, they were doing, about 2 months is what they were doing. Now, I think sometimes they were actually dosing a little bit heavier.
What, I'm just trying to figure out, a guy's got a restaurant, okay? He goes, how much is this stuff? Well, 5-gallon bucket is $3.59 in the dry, okay? $3.59, how many doses is he gonna get out of it? Will it last him a month,
No, tell him,
2 months?
100, he's, no, 30 into 160 is what?
160 divided by 30 is 5.3.
Tell him 3 or 4 months.
Okay, 3 or 4 months for $3.59, so it's just under $100 a month to control
That's
that.
right.
That's what I'm trying to get to.
And see now, when I was selling it, I was selling it for $2.50 for a 5-gallon bucket, but as in a dry, it was costing them around $50 a month, whereas in the liquid with the tank and everything, it's $300 a month.
Well, I think if it ends up being less than $100 a month to not have any odor problems in your restaurant,
That's,
you're gonna do it,
that's right.
I would think. Well, that's what, whatever it is that we're going to get for Mike, it's gonna have to be very quickly.
That's right.
I get some cards, we can have some little flyers made, but I need to relate to what that cost is, cause that's gonna be a major thing.
I wonder how many flyers he needs.
But we're talking about what you need for your thing.
Okay,
Now, a flyer, for instance, you gotta have something.
I wanna, just, you know, or maybe even a half sheet.
I think I have, because we're not trying to do everything.
No,
This
no,
is-
no, this is strictly, all I wanna promote is odor control and grease trap odors.
Right, okay.
So, and then I need a sign, probably about as big as that maybe, that I can hang somewhere in the back, free sample, odor control, grease trap, or, you know, I don't,
Alright,
that's
well,
not my area of expertise.
well, unfortunately, I'm leaving on Monday night, so I've gotta get whatever we're doing together. When's your show?
19th and the 21st, I don't get the 20th. It's a Sunday and a Tuesday. How long are you gonna be gone this time?
I'm gonna I get back on 22nd.
Okay, so you go back the day after the show. And FYI, if I haven't told you guys already, I'm gonna be gone for a month. I'm gonna be gone the middle of September to the middle of October.
I hope you're doing something fun.
I'm doing something fun.
Okay.
I gotta take my wife and get her out of town before she shoots me.
Alright, what phone numbers you want on your card?
562
562.
743 3993.
Is that yourself?
Yeah.
Well, you ready for a whole bunch of calls?
I don't know how else to do it, unless I get another cell phone.
Well,
We'll start there. When it gets a little onerous, then I'll.
alright, so this Gretsch, I'll make up something on a flyer and you need a kind of a banner. How
Yeah.
was it banner?
Use the banner to put up. I think it'd be better if it was tall and skinny rather than long and wide, because I'm sharing a booth, so I don't wanna take up their whole space, so I have
How big is the booth?
10 by 10.
Oh, it's 10. Well, yeah, then you don't wanna certainly go any more than, say, 5 wide on it.
Oh no, I don't wanna go any more than about probably 2 feet. 24 inches wide and long.
That you were holding your hand at 3 feet.
Is that 3 feet? Alright.
Yeah.
Alright, between 2 and 3 feet.
6 inches.
Yeah.
Alright,
And, do you have one of those, standalone, you know, that I can put it on? Cause we're
yeah,
like, I wanna put it right out in front of the booth is what I wanna do.
yeah, I do, I can get this all together. I'm leaving here, you don't need it for another week, so I can
You
have.
wait
Jake
till you
go
get back
pick
if
it up.
you need to.
Well, no, I mean, your thing's
Oh,
before. I
that's
get
right,
there.
yeah, you won't be back until after I'm up there.
Alright, but I can get everything ordered and I have Dave go pick it up, so you're gonna need it by,
Saturday, Friday,
yeah, 17th, probably Friday.
yeah.
When does Dave get back?
He gets back tomorrow.
Oh.
And then I don't know how many, I guess if I run out of samples, we can always ship it to them.
Yeah,
There's
We
gonna be
were-
9,000 people there.
yeah, but we're
And
certainly not
there'll
gonna
be-
do 9,000
Oh,
samples.
no.
And we're thinking of whether we should do the liquid or the dry samples.
It's up to you, I guess.
Well, I think the eventual purchaser for that restaurant is gonna be buying a 5-gallon bucket.
I think so
And he's
too.
gonna scoop out of that every day. He's gonna we need to play with it a little bit, but it looks like it's gonna cost him less than $100 a month to totally maintain the odor problem in his restaurant.
Alright,
So something of that nature. I
yeah,
think if we give him enough dry to do it for a couple treatments.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
what I'm thinking, just a couple treatments, you know, we don't wanna be giving them enough to last for a month or anything like that, we
Right.
just want them to know that it works.
Right. Okay, I get those made up. What else I got? How's your typing project? Worse than you thought?
Well, what happened was, somehow or another, my computer crashed when I was almost done with it, and it just turned it all into gobbledygook. You know, like HTML code or something, I don't know what happened. So I had to do it over twice.
Wow.
But I got it done, and then I was gonna print it all out for you guys today. I had this great little presentation that I was gonna put together for you guys today. And when I started putting it together, my printer screwed up. Where did I put all that? Like this. I got that one to print, I think, but everything else started printing like this.
Wow.
You know, so I'm gonna have to share it with you next time I come.
Yeah.
But I was only getting half pages, and
Wow.
it just kind of pissed me off. I should have tried to print it yesterday, I guess.
So so you haven't gotten that to Robert yet?
Yes, I emailed it to him, so I didn't have to print it out. So I got that to him, but now I have to put together all the competition for each odor control, septics, and growth accelerators. I got the septic done, I've got the odor control almost done, and I need to work on the growth accelerator competition.
Well, that's gonna be the trickier one, because, I mean, what is the competition? You know, it's the fertilizer type stuff.
Yeah,